Do you ever feel like you're lost at sea, tossed around by the unpredictable waves of your own emotions? One moment you're calm, the next you're in a storm of anger or anxiety. What if you could become the skilled sailor of your own heart, able to navigate any emotional weather with grace and wisdom? Stay with me, and we'll chart that course together. We've been taught to fight our emotions, to suppress the bad ones and cling to the good ones. But what if that very battle is the source of our suffering? Buddhist wisdom teaches a radical idea that true peace comes not from controlling our emotions, but from befriending them. Today, we learn how. Imagine your mind is a beautiful garden. For years, the winds of anger, worry, and sadness have blown through, leaving things in disarray, but you hold in your hands a set of ancient, time-tested tools: mindfulness, compassion, gratitude. Today, we'll learn how to use these 10 simple tools to cultivate a garden of unshakable inner peace. Emotions are like the winds that blow through the sky. They can't be controlled, but we can learn to navigate them with grace. These timeless words from Gautama Buddha remind us of the beautiful and complex landscape of our inner world. In a society where our emotions often swirl like tempestuous storms, finding serenity amidst the chaos can feel like an elusive dream. But fear not, for the teachings of Buddhism offer us a guiding light. Imagine you are standing on the shore of a vast and powerful ocean. This ocean is your inner world. Sometimes the waters are glassy and calm, reflecting the clear sky above. At other times, great waves of anger, grief, or fear rise up, threatening to pull you under. In much the same way, our emotions ebb and flow, carrying us on a journey of incredible highs and challenging lows. But just as a skilled sailor learns to navigate turbulent waters, we too can learn to ride the waves of our emotions with profound skill and wisdom. Today, we will explore 10 sacred habits, inspired by ancient Buddhist teachings, that have the power to transform our relationship with our emotions. These are not just abstract concepts. They are practical tools, 10 sacred anchors that we can integrate into our daily lives to cultivate greater emotional balance and well-being. So, find a comfortable space, take a gentle breath, and let's embark on this journey together. Habit 1. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness, a cornerstone of Buddhist philosophy, is the gentle art of being fully awake and present in the current moment. It is not about emptying your mind or stopping your thoughts, an impossible task that only leads to frustration. Instead, it is the simple practice of paying deliberate attention to your thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations without judgment. Imagine sitting beneath the shade of a great-bodied tree, the gentle rustle of leaves soothing your senses. Your mind becomes like a calm, clear pond, reflecting the beauty of the present moment exactly as it is, without distortion or distraction. This is the essence of mindfulness, the ability to be fully immersed in the here and now, free from the heavy chains of past regrets or future anxieties. By observing our faults and emotions with a compassionate detachment, we begin to unravel the habitual, reactive patterns of the mind. This practice is scientifically proven to enhance our ability to regulate emotions and respond to life's challenges with greater resilience. So, how can we bring this into our lives? Start by carving out just a few moments each day to sit in quiet contemplation, focusing on the simple, miraculous sensation of your own breath. As you move through your day, bring this awareness to simple tasks. When you wash the dishes, feel the warmth of the water, see the soap bubbles, and hear the sounds. Allow yourself to be fully immersed in the richness of the present moment. Mindfulness is the gateway to inner peace. Habit 2. Cultivate gratitude. In the grand tapestry of Buddhist teachings, gratitude is the golden thread that connects us to the richness of life. The untrained mind is a master of finding what is missing, focusing on lack and discontent. Gratitude is the gentle but revolutionary act of teaching the mind a new game, the game of finding what is present. This is not merely a polite gesture, but a profound shift in perspective from scarcity to abundance, from complaint to contentment. By cultivating gratitude, we train our minds to focus on the goodness in our lives. Even amidst adversity, this simple shift not only enhances our emotional well-being but also builds a foundation of profound resilience. One of the most effective ways to begin is by keeping a gratitude journal. At the end of each day, take just 3 minutes to write down 3 specific things you are grateful for. It could be a warm cup of tea, a kind word from a friend, or the simple beauty of a sunset. By regularly acknowledging these blessings, you will gradually rewire your brain to notice the abundance that already surrounds you. Another powerful practice is a short gratitude meditation. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and bring to mind someone or something you're truly grateful for. Allow the feeling of appreciation to fill your chest, like a warm, golden light that expands with every breath. Gratitude is the simple, direct path back to joy. Habit 3. Develop compassion. At the very heart of Buddhist philosophy lies the principle of compassion, a boundless reservoir of love and kindness that embraces all beings without exception. It is the gentle hand that soothes our own wounds and the guiding light that leads us towards a more harmonious world. But what is compassion? It is more than just empathy. Empathy says, "I feel your pain." Compassion says, "I feel your pain, and I wish for you to be free from it." It is empathy in action. It is the heartfelt desire for the alleviation of suffering, both for ourselves and for others. We often find it easier to offer kindness to a stranger than to ourselves. But you cannot pour from an empty cup. Compassion must begin at home, in the landscape of your own heart. Cultivating compassion has profound benefits, triggering feelings of happiness and fulfillment while lowering stress and anxiety. A beautiful way to cultivate this is through loving kindness meditation, also known as metta. Simply find a comfortable posture, close your eyes, and silently repeat phrases of loving kindness, first towards yourself, and then expanding outwards to others. May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, may I live with ease. As you continue, genuinely feel the warmth radiating from your heart. Compassion is not just a virtue to aspire to. It is a direct path to greater emotional well-being. Habit 4. Let go of attachments. In the tapestry of Buddhist wisdom, the teaching of impermanence is a profound reminder that life is like a flowing river, constantly moving and constantly changing. Attachment is the act of trying to build a dam in the middle of that river, desperately trying to hold onto one particular moment, one person, or one feeling. The struggle against the river's natural flow is the true source of our suffering. It is our attachment to the fleeting pleasures and possessions of the world that so often leads to emotional distress. Imagine holding a delicate flower. You marvel at its beauty, but as you grasp it tightly, trying to preserve it forever, the flower inevitably begins to wither. In the same way, our attachment to experiences can lead to suffering when we resist the natural flow of change. Letting go of attachments is not about renouncing the world or denying ourselves pleasure. It is about recognizing the impermanent nature of reality and participating fully in the dance of life. But holding our partners and experiences with an open hand, not a clenched fist. One powerful strategy is to mindfully observe our attachments. When you feel a strong clinging to something, just notice it without judgment. Another is to regularly reflect on the transient nature of all things. By embracing impermanence, we can learn to let go with grace, opening ourselves to the ever-unfolding beauty of life, free from the bonds of attachment. Habit 5. Practice forgiveness. Holding onto resentment is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. The bitterness corrodes only one person, you. In the Buddhist tradition, forgiveness is a thread that binds us to the transformative power of compassion and liberation. It is a profound act of letting go, a release of resentment and hurt that frees both the forgiver and the forgiven from the heavy chains of suffering. At its core, forgiveness is an expression of deep compassion, a recognition of our shared, fallible humanity. When we forgive, we are not condoning a harmful action. We are simply choosing to free ourselves from the cycle of suffering it has created within us. Forgiveness is not a gift we give to the other person. It is a gift of peace we give to ourselves. Equally important is the practice of self-forgiveness. We are often our own harshest critics, replaying mistakes and holding ourselves to impossible standards. But forgiving ourselves is a vital act of self-compassion. One powerful technique is to use loving-kindness meditation, where we consciously extend forgiveness towards ourselves and others. Another is to practice empathy. Try to understand the circumstances that may have led to another's actions. By cultivating empathy, we soften our hearts and find it easier to forgive. Forgiveness is not a switch you flip, but a path you walk, and it is the direct path to healing, liberation, and inner peace. Habit 6. Cultivate generosity. In the beautiful garden of Buddhist teachings, generosity, or dana, blooms as a fragrant flower, enriching both the giver and the receiver. It is a cornerstone of the philosophy, a sacred offering that nurtures the seeds of compassion and interconnectedness within us all. When we think of generosity, we often think of giving money, but dana is so much more. It is the generosity of your time, offering a listening ear to a friend in need, It is the generosity of your praise, acknowledging the good in others. It is the generosity of your smile, offered freely to a stranger without expecting anything in return. Generosity is a powerful antidote to the poison of greed and selfishness. Each act, no matter how small, loosens the grip of the ego, affirms our profound connection to one another, and fills our own hearts with a sense of warmth and purpose. This practice of generosity beautifully illustrates how our outward actions can shape our inner world. But our actions are often preceded by another powerful force, our speech. The words we choose can be the greatest gift or the sharpest weapon. How we communicate with others and with ourselves is a pivotal practice for emotional balance. This brings us to the crucial habit of cultivating mindful speech, a practice that can transform our relationships and deepen our inner peace. We left off by exploring the beautiful practice of generosity, or dana, recognizing that giving our time, our kindness, and our praise can be as powerful as any material gift. Let's continue to unpack how these small, selfless acts can create a profound ripple effect of positivity in our world and in our own hearts. Think of the simple power of offering a genuine smile to a stressed cashier, or the profound gift of lending a truly listening ear to a friend in need, not trying to fix them, but simply offering the sanctuary of your presence. These are all acts of generosity. Another powerful way to cultivate this is through charitable giving. Consider donating your time, money, or resources to causes that align with your deepest values. Whether it's volunteering at a local shelter or supporting a passionate organization, every act of generosity, no matter how small, makes a difference. It is not the size of the gift, but the quality of the loving intention behind it that truly matters. Habit 7. Foster mindful communication. In the vast expanse of Buddhist wisdom, our words are seen as the bridges or the walls we build between ourselves and others. Mindful communication shines as a beacon of light, guiding us towards deeper connection, understanding, and emotional well-being, rooted in the teaching of right speech. This is not merely a skill but a sacred practice, an expression of presence and empathy that can transform our relationships. At its core, mindful communication is a commitment to speaking and listening with integrity and compassion. When we communicate mindfully, we become more aware of our own thoughts and emotions, which leads to greater clarity and connection. So, how can we practice this in our daily lives? It begins with active listening. Most of us do not truly listen. We simply wait for our turn to speak. Active listening is a form of meditation where the other person becomes your point of focus. Give them your full, undivided attention and seek to understand their perspective without judgment. It invites us to speak with kindness and empathy. Before you speak, choose your words carefully. Be mindful of how your words might land on the other person, and strive to communicate with sensitivity. It asks us to cultivate empathy. Genuinely try to put yourself in the other person's shoes and understand their experiences. Approach conversations with curiosity and a desire to connect on a deeper level. Finally, it encourages us to take a sacred pause, Before responding in a conversation, especially a difficult one, take a moment to breathe and reflect. This allows you to respond mindfully from a place of wisdom, rather than reacting impulsively from a place of emotion. By embracing mindful communication, we create a supportive space where emotions can be honored, leading to greater harmony in our relationships and in the world. Habit 8. Prioritized self-care. In a world that often glorifies burnout, the idea of self-care can feel like a selfish indulgence. But the gentle currents of Buddhist teachings tell us the opposite. Self-care is the sacred duty. It is a vital expression of self-compassion, rooted in the principle of loving kindness towards oneself. You cannot pour from an empty vessel. At its core, self-care is a recognition of our inherent worth and the profound need to nurture our physical, mental, and emotional health. When we prioritize self-care, we honor the interconnectedness of our body and mind, creating a foundation of resilience that allows us to navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease. So how can we practice this with intention? First, through meditation. Dedicate time each day to sit in quiet contemplation, cultivating mindfulness and inner peace. Second, through joyful movement. Engage in physical activity that nourishes your body, whether it's yoga, walking in nature, or dancing to your favorite music. Third, with healthy eating, fuel your body with wholesome foods and practice mindful eating, savoring each bite with gratitude. Fourth, through rest and relaxation. This is not just about sleep. It is about embracing sacred pauses throughout your day to unwind and recharge. And finally, by cultivating joy, actively seek out experiences that nourish your soul. Whether it's spending time with loved ones or pursuing a creative hobby, self-care is the sacred practice of honoring and nurturing our well-being with love and compassion. Habit 9. Embrace imperfection. In the gentle embrace of Buddhist philosophy, imperfection is celebrated as a precious jewel. This idea, rooted in the Japanese aesthetic of wabi-sabi, invites us to find profound beauty in the things that are flawed, impermanent, and incomplete. Just like us, imperfection is not a sign of failure, but a tender reminder of our shared humanity. Imagine walking through a serene garden. You notice the gnarled, ancient tree, its branches scarred by time, and yet, in its imperfection, it exudes a quiet elegance and a timeless grace that touches your soul. The relentless pursuit of perfection is like trying to make the ocean stand still, an exhausting and impossible fight against the nature of reality. Embracing imperfection is learning to love the beauty of the waves. This is an expression of deep self-compassion. When we let go of the need to be perfect, we free ourselves from the heavy chains of self-criticism and judgment, allowing space for acceptance and growth. This fosters incredible emotional resilience. How can we practice this? By challenging perfectionist thinking. Remind yourself that growth and learning most often come from making mistakes. And by cultivating self-compassion, treat yourself with the same care and patience you would offer a dear friend. By letting go of perfectionism, we open the door to true self-acceptance and a more fulfilling life. Habit 10. Nurture equanimity. Through the calm waters of Buddhist wisdom, equanimity flows like a steady stream, a state of balanced awareness and inner peace that remains unshaken by the changing tides of life. Imagine your heart is a great, ancient tree. The winds of joy, sorrow, success, and failure will always blow. Equanimity is not the absence of wind. It is the deep-rootedness that allows the tree to sway gracefully in any weather without breaking. This state is not a passive surrender, but an active, engaged presence in the moment. It is the willingness to meet both life's joys and its sorrows with grace and acceptance. At its heart, equanimity is born from a deep understanding of the impermanence of all things. It is the beautiful culmination of many of the habits we've discussed. It is born from mindfulness, nurtured by acceptance, and protected by detachment. How can we bring this into our lives? Through mindfulness meditation, where we observe our thoughts and feelings with a gentle detachment, by consciously accepting life's ups and downs, knowing that every experience is temporary, and by developing perspective, recognizing the fleeting nature of both happiness and sorrow. Equanimity is a profound practice that helps us move through life with calm and compassion, opening our hearts to a peace and stability that resides deep within, untouched by the ever-changing tides of life. So, we have walked this path together, exploring 10 sacred habits that serve as a compass for navigating the vast ocean of our inner world. From the quiet presence of mindfulness to the balanced heart of equanimity, each of these practices offers a pathway to stronger resilience, deeper connections, and greater contentment. Remember, emotional well-being is not a final destination we arrive at, but a beautiful garden we tend to each and every day, with love, patience, and gentle awareness. By bringing these timeless teachings into our daily lives, we begin a profound journey of self-discovery and transformation. Your journey is unique and beautiful. In the comments below, we would be honored if you shared which of these 10 habits you feel most called to cultivate in your life right now. Your insights enrich our entire community. If this exploration of Buddhist wisdom has offered you a moment of peace or clarity, please support our channel by liking this video and subscribing. We are a community dedicated to walking this path of mindful living together, and we would be honored to have you join us. Thank you for sharing your time and your presence. May you walk forward with a compassionate heart, a clear mind, and a deep sense of inner peace. Be well.